Clouds are formed when air contains as much water vapor gas as it can hold. This is called the saturation point, and it can be reached in two ways. First, moisture accumulates until it reaches the maximum amount the volume of air can hold. The other method reduces the temperature of the moisture-filled air, which in turn lowers the amount of moisture it can contain. Saturation, therefore, is reached through evaporation and condensation, respectively. When saturation occurs, moisture becomes visible water droplets in the form of fog and clouds. Liquid water changes into a gas when water molecules get extra energy from a heat source, such as the sun, or from other water molecules running into them. These energetic molecules then escape from the liquid water in the form of gas. In the process of changing from liquid to gas, the molecules absorb heat, which they carry with them into the atmosphere. That cools the water they leave behind. The air can only hold a certain amount of water vapor, depending on the temperature and weight of the air, or atmospheric pressure, in a given area. The higher the temperature or atmospheric pressure, the more water vapor the air can hold. When a certain volume of air is holding all the water vapor it can hold, it is said to be saturated. In convective situations, air is heated at the surface, becomes less dense than the air immediately around it, and therefore rises. As the air rises, it cools again, but maintains the original moisture content. When the air has risen sufficiently to cool to its dew point, it becomes saturated and clouds will form. These are what we see as fair weather cumulus cloud. The air in this situation cools at a set rate of roughly 3 degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet. There are some other smaller factors involved, but the upshot is that the difference between the air temperature and its dew point at the surface, multiplied by approximately 400, will give the height of cumulus formation. The dew point is the temperature that the air would have to be cooled to in order to become saturated, i.e., be no longer able to hold all the water content. Clouds look white because the water droplets and ice crystals scatter all colors of sunlight roughly equally. Clouds form when rising air cools to its dew point. The higher the dew point, more moisture in the air, the lower the cloud base will be, because the air doesn't have to cool as much to start condensing.